Welcome to the second part of creating the closed eyes blend shape deformers. You ready? Let's do this. Okay, come on. There we are. Okay, so that's the second part. We need to close them. What am I thinking now? Who knows? I think I'm thinking, where do they meet? Do I need to lift the bottom ones up a little bit or push the top ones a bit? Yeah, I think what I'm doing now is I'm gonna attach it to my geometry so I can play with the close and open. So select the blend shape, shift select the geometry, your normal geometry, your character geometry, and then go to animation, deform, blend shape. Create, just standard. I haven't changed. If you've changed it recently, it's always good practice to reset your tools. There we are. So we can play with this and edit it at the same time on our geometry. Creating the blend shapes this way as a separate geometry and then applying it works better for me rather than going into the shape editor and create blend shape from your model. This way I've got a backup, because if you create a blend shape from create blend shape from the shape editor, I don't know myself if I by mistake delete all history to all, it will delete all my blend shape deformers and other deformers that I've done, and then I don't think I have the blend shape that I've created somewhere. So this way, when I just have separate geometry for each my blend shape, even if I do the mistake by clearing the whole history, which happened to me so many times, believe me, it's pain, you can apply them together again. So yeah, bear that in mind. So, okay, we're definitely working on our model, and don't forget the edit button. Well, actually it's not gonna allow you to work on it if the edit button is not red. So yeah, now it's gonna be a little bit by little bit, slowly. First adjusting, the position as a whole, and then we can bring them down a bit. Yeah, usually it doesn't take me that long to do the closed eyes, but since he's a non-traditional character, it took me 3 videos to do it. This one is even half an hour. The previous one was shorter. So maybe I should just speed this up a little bit once you are aware of the process. So let's speed it up once, because half an hour is too long, isn't it? At once. I mean, it's fine for me when I'm working, but yeah, I see. It's fine even if I speed it up. It only shows you how painfully slow is the whole process. Yeah. But it's so rewarding. I found it very frustrating a long time ago when I was learning. Well, not that long time ago. I'm still learning as well. But my point is that I find it so frustrating when something happens and you don't know how to fix it. And that puts you off, doesn't it? But playing with different tools, doing different things, it just helps us. Oh, that's so cute. It just helps us figure out things. even if we haven't done it before and something happens, at least gives us the tools to figure out what went wrong, how you could be able to fix it, and just test a few ways, and figure it out on your own. Because sometimes, believe me, I wasn't able to find the answers online for so many things. Okay, let's bring those loops down. Poking geometry. Yeah, let's bring them down a bit. It's very tricky with the top eyelids. Very, very tricky. Smooth bit. Resize. Be on the keyboard for resizing the brush in sculpt mode. Be on the keyboard, hold it, and drag your mouse or pen so you can resize. You see? I'm bringing down now the second loop. That's where all the loops that we created there come in handy, don't they? Yeah, I think it's time we bring the third one down as well now. Yeah. Poking geometry too. Yeah, that's the geometry which we didn't close, remember? And I think this way, not closing the eyelids works much better, because I think then I would have spent more time. If I closed that hole there for the eyelids, remember we didn't close the gap like we did with the throat. And I think it's much better manipulating the geometry this way. Smooth it a little bit so we bring it down. You see the poking through one, the black one is the poking through one, which is fine. We can just push it in. Oopsie. Go away. Little by little. And you see that's on speed 2. That's how painfully slow this work is, but so rewarding, honestly. I mean, it's amazing, especially when you know what you're doing and you don't need to figure out things. Well, I still don't know exactly every process, but with every project, I'm getting quicker and quicker at doing stuff, honestly. And every project teaches me something. Last couple of weeks, I was working on a freelance project, and I got to do the character animation, rigging and animation, and I did 2 simulations. One was for okay, I'm not gonna say anything yet. So I did 2 simulations. For the first one, I used encloth, so I got to play with encloth, and it turned out really nice. And the second simulation, I used mesh. It was really good. So yeah, hopefully soon I can publish the project. It's not too fancy. I mean, the characters were really low poly. So I used the quick rig to rig them. And it worked out well because they were quite far away from the camera anyways. So it worked really well. So yeah, I got to play with the settings for encloth, and I used the mesh for, what was it? With Collider, basically spreading object on a floor, an object colliding with other objects and then, spreading on a floor. I don't really know how to explain it when I can't tell you what it is yet. Never mind. Later on. So yeah, my point is I learn with every project I do. Oh, now I play with vertices. Yeah, whatever works, right? Yeah, because it's easier now. Once we get both upper and lower closer together, it's maybe easier to select the vertices, or it's just because now I need to push some of the vertices a little bit more further. So not the whole edge, but just the vertices. You see, I need to push them in. Oopsie. Okay, to bring that up a bit more. See, we're getting there. Yeah, this needs to go a tiny bit up, I think. Or maybe not, yeah, because if you go into smooth mode, look, it shrinks. So what we need to do is actually bring it in. Yeah, smooth that up a little bit. Because otherwise it's too stretched, isn't it? You can tell that the edge is too thin. Let's bring that out a bit. Yeah, back to one on the keyboard, back to normal mode. You see? Look how they are, the edges. That's where the separate vertices come in handy. Just move the vertices around, and amend it so it's not that thin edge there and that stretched. It's a fiddly job, but it's fine. Like I said in the beginning, it was so frustrating when I was learning because I didn't know how to use my tools. I was learning, and it's so frustrating when I was trying to do something. It just didn't work like the way the tutorial was saying. Yeah. Practice, practice, practice. Patience and practice. Just move it out. It's gonna go back in, it's fine. Yeah, pull those out, and they will cover the other ones inside. It's so soothing, isn't it? getting the geometry where you want it. And yesterday I was doing, I am at the point, spoiler alert, Maximus. For those of you who haven't been watching the rest of the videos, I'm working on Maximus as well, the horse from Rapunzel. So I've gotten to the point where I do retopology. And previously watching all these retopology videos for Pascal actually really helped me create the retopology for Maximus in a different way. I was approaching the geometry in a different way, I think. So you'll see once it's ready for, it's going to take me longer than Pascal though, but never mind. Yeah, it's really useful. I know these videos take a lot of time and effort, but it's really helping me. And I'm really, really hoping that it's helping you guys, because I know what it is like to be learning and not to know how to figure things out as well, and to get to the point where I think I will always need to figure things out. You know, the most important is to know how to figure it out, to know which tools will help me figure it out, to have the knowledge to be able to retrace my steps and figure out where it went wrong and what's happening, you know? So, yeah, we're getting there. We're bringing them closer, aren't we? And you see, they don't overlap like I wanted them to. Nevertheless, it worked. That's the most important, isn't it? Sometimes you see later on with the tail when we're rigging the tail. Probably my reaction will be the same like when I created it. I'm like, it's working! It's really working! When you get to that point, you're working on something and you're so hesitant whether it's going to work actually. What happened there? I am in symmetry. Why is not the symmetry working? Okay, never mind. It's fine. It's fixable. So, oh, that's nice. That looks really nice. So when you actually achieve something and you weren't sure that it's gonna work, oh, that's not good, is it? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That was so frustrating. I was like, really? It looked so nice. And look at it now. So soft select. And I was saying, it's like, oh yeah, it's working. Yeah, soft select, reduce the size of the brush, be on the keyboard, drag so you can resize. Nearly there. Somewhere halfway through. Let's pull them out a bit. Whoa! That's too much, isn't it? Sometimes I do have fun with things like this. It makes you laugh, you know, or when we're rigging them, when we're testing the rig, the way that we can twist them and bend them, it's just like so funny. Sometimes I'm laughing by myself. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, we need to figure that out. I knew that would be tricky. I knew that would be tricky because of his popping eyes. And I think we're done with this one. We're gonna figure it out in the next one. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.